technology with a little bit of wipeout audio in the background, we should hopefully be live on all the platforms for a cheeky little art stream. Tonight is going to be a mixed stream in that I'm going to do art for a couple of hours and then I'm going to go and play Elden Ring, and I will try to break it up so that they're separate streams on YouTube. We'll see how it is. We'll kind of do a test run. So thank you very much for joining me. I do recommend, we're mostly live on Twitch, although we're live on all the platforms, but I recommend Twitch because my next art stream will be only on Twitch so that I can listen to loads of copyrighted music. You will have it on YouTube, but it will be silent in the background when you guys eventually get it uploaded. So the game plan for today is, because we're in a very Elden Ring mood, what with the DLC coming up, I want to just sketch out an idea for Malenia Blade of Miquella. So you guys are going to join me whilst we sketch out said idea, and I try to remember the lore to Elden Ring. We've had a little bit of warm-up on the lore, live on twitch.tv/MikeyMegaMega, link in the description. But we'll see how we go from there. So welcome in, guys. Lovely to have you. Buddy Guy Streams, how you doing, dude? Welcome in. Hope life is good. Hope you have a W stream. Hey, thank you very much, man. I hope life treats you very, very well. Yeah, we're live on Kick, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. But mostly over on Twitch. Now, I've made a load of reference sheets, so let me open them up. And as I do so, I'll also just have a really quick dip into YouTube, because I always have to fiddle a YouTube setting whenever we go live over here. Together forever! And I will tell you about the outer will and how the great outer will has influenced the lands of the in-between. And I will describe this to you in wonderful detail. Wonderful, confident detail as we go. Yeah, let's just do some mid-rolls. Alright, great, guys. We are now all very nicely set up for sausages all around. Okay. I want an Elden Ring novel. I'd be very interested. Very interested to see how they do that. Do you want a title change to art and to be put into art? Oh, did that not stick? I edited my stream info on here. Oh, it's still in Elden Ring. Oh, that's really annoying. Yeah, I'll do that right now, mate. I've still got the little template. Wow, I did every single platform except for Twitch, huh? Okay. There we go. Roughing up some Elden Ring. Let's go into art. Thanks for the heads up. Such a Sunsun. I'm not Sundari. I offered, but fine. No, it's okay. It's just because I've already got the title lined up with the whichever particular numbered art stream we're onto so far. I know nothing about Malazan, but Mikey has made me hate Malazan. Good. Honestly, Ayatollah, you're safer that way. So yeah, let me just open up those reference sheets I bothered putting together earlier this morning before I was in the garden. I did drag out this, so you probably saw it on Twitter, but I dragged out the old, so I had an idea of where I wanted Ranni tending a little bonsai Erd tree, and I wanted it all like dark and like an old school painting that's not necessarily painted very well. So I dragged this one back out and I added a few more layers. Obviously, physically nothing aligns for where it should do, so don't worry about it. But as a concept, I still want to try to find a way to have like a really textured, dark piece of Elden Ring artwork that feels like it belongs in the universe of Elden Ring. However, in the meantime, we have to draw bucks and wenches. So let's see what else we got in here. So here's my idea. It is, oh, here we go, perfect. Let me get all three of them up. I've got loads of pictures of rib cages, you see. I want to draw Malenia, and she's either laying back on the floor or leaning back into the great tree, the roots of whatever tree from where she is. And I want her to be looking down her nose at us underneath her visor, and I want to make her all like rotten in the chest. So that I want loads of like of the red rot blooming out of her, like a bit like a clicker from The Last of Us. However, that's easier said than done. I had this idea back when I was first doing Elden Ring fan art, and I knew back then that I did not have the skill, time, or patience to actually execute it, and I'm still not confident that I do even now. But I am willing to give it a try. Ooh, excuse me. Hidden brush target location. I am willing to give it a try. So thank you very much for joining me in our little experiment to see whether or not this will work as an idea. I appreciate you guys. Indre Kiri, I hope life is good. Welcome, welcome. Even if it's a Souls game, I'm guessing that you'd love it. Oh my god, Fenrir, Malazan. Malazan is so... Ayatollah, everything that you love about Souls lore and Elden Ring lore, please do not let... Now, don't worry, not liking Malazan is a very good place to be emotionally. However, Fenrir is right. The way that Malazan is put together would make excellent Souls lore. Like, if they, in fact, just what Fenrir said, Malazan is quite possibly the most ripe property. If From Software were ever going to take an existing property and turn it into a Souls game, I actually can't think of a more tonally appropriate thing than Malazan. Damn, Fenrir. Damn, Fenrir. Putting two... I can't add or subtract. What's Bodmass? But Fenrir's putting stuff together and coming out with gold. He's an alchemist. Alright, okay, so... The Devil OYS. Hey, how you doing, dude? So, guys, let me just start recording with our other little thing. Okay, lovely. And let's just start scratching down some ideas. I'm staying zoomed out on the canvas. I've only got one copy up. Only thinking big for the moment. Also, I haven't done any warming up, so don't hate me. Hey, Kaiser Crimson. How you doing? Bucks and Wenches, says Zabanat. Maybe, maybe. Lord Protagonist. How you doing, man? Welcome on in. Welcome to an afternoon stream. So, I'm not expecting many people to vibe. But we're just going to kind of be dossing around here as I try to see if there's an executable idea and what it is that I want to do. So, this is her head. And then... Sorry, where's a different version I've got of her helmet? And I want her helmet essentially is ridden up. Ridden. Careful. So maybe we're like this. And I'm either going to go down and out like this, or maybe we'll spread the legs. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's just occurred to me, I'm going to Google some, when it comes to gorgeous anime ladies laying back, it's a bit old, but Oda Non did some really good ones. So I might have a look at those, especially when it comes to the way the boobs rest over the ribcage and stuff. Let's turn off snap. I'll still play it, but zero hype. Getting away from Elden Ring for a minute. Do you have the Dirt Man on your side of the pond? The Dirt Man on your side of a pond, or is that an American cryptid? The Dirt Man. No, I have heard of a guy who was the dirtiest man alive, and he never washed, and he was like in his 70s or 80s. And then one day he had a bath and he died like a month later or something. He was saying his long life and health was because he never washed. He was like I remember him. What kind of cryptids do we have in the UK? Oh, I don't know if this is a cryptid or a sex offender, but we had one where, God damn, demonetized on YouTube again. So we had one where, there was just some dude who used to talk to guys in Birmingham about like going to the gym and working out, and he became like, he was halfway between known registered offender and borderline cryptid like event, like, oh, if you're not careful, so and so will come and get you. I forget his name, but I remember watching a YouTube video about him, and I was like, wait a minute, I remember hearing about that guy. If you need info about Malenia, I know a lot. Totally not a Malenia fanboy. Hedgie, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, so I actually don't know much about her. So, Mikey, have you seen the Dream Tiger art that's been going around? Yeah, I saw the OG image. I like the idea. It's like layered down strips of black tar over the face that kind of half coats the body. Yeah, that was gorgeous. What I love is that that Dream Tiger set fire on Twitter to like the fan art community, and it kind of reminded me, like, in the nicest possible way, how like cannibalistic a lot of the fan art community is. Like, very few people have original ideas if you get into fan art, and don't worry, I'm knocking myself as much as I'm knocking everyone else. And it reminded me of a cosplayer thing that this person said a long time ago, a professional cosplayer, no? And they were like, whenever I have a good idea for a cosplay that I want to do, I keep quiet about it until I'm much closer to the convention that I'm going to do it, and I'm almost done making it. Because if I announce my ideas, then all of a sudden a whole load of people online get inspired, and suddenly everyone's doing it, people I've never even heard of. But if I keep quiet about it, magically nobody else has the same idea, and then I get to do it without it getting constantly ripped off. So this, but now we're going to redo it, and we're going to go in and up because they're leaning back. So like when an artist on Twitter's like, hey, here's an original character design from a dream, everyone's just like, I'm going to draw that too. I'm also going to draw that. And I love it, and I'm not knocking it, but like there is a little bit of that in there that makes me smile. They say 40% of all life on Earth is parasitic, which is also the exact same percentage of people doing digital art on Twitter. I said it. Oh, don't worry about it. And by the way, I am including myself. I am a fan artist. I have some OG stuff and I've got some OC stuff, but I'm very much like a fan art illustrator. I'm absolutely hamming myself with this one. But it doesn't mean it's not true. Imagine being an influencer and not influencing. Will I ever make any drawing tutorials? No, come on, I love influencing as an influencer. Let's go, here we go. I'm going to even out that rib cage so that we can look up at it a bit more. Then it can dip down. I might be going a bit thick on the hips, but you can always go too thick and then bring it in. But if you don't go thick enough, you're rarely going to pull it back. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, they nailed it when they had those African fertility statues from, 30,000 BC or whatever. Everything after that has been a variation on a theme.
Must be a Fremen or in with them.
Yo! Hey, Romek Art. Welcome on in, guys. Yo, hello there, Romek. We're not in an advert, are we? Where are my settings? Romek Art, I hope life is good. Let me give you my... I've still got this. Sorry, I know I promised to update my stream quality of loads of new ideas, but I still never got around to it. Yo, oh my goodness, guys, we've just been raided by Romek Art. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for bringing your community over here. How the devil are you? How was your stream and what were you up to? Guys, at my end, make sure that you're clicking the link down there in chat because Romek Art is an awesome streamer who I'm a big fan of. Welcome on in, guys. Lovely to see you. My name is Mikey. I'm an illustrator from England. I make drawing videos on YouTube for a living, and I love to hang out with you guys here live on Twitch, where we often do drawing stuff or just play video games. So welcome on in, everybody. I'm so pleased to see you. Yo, welcome in. What's good, guys? Romek, how is your stream, you handsome man? Thank you so much for kindly gracing us over here. What have you been up to today? It's so stupid. Yeah, it's so efficient. Guys, I am both warming up and trying to imagine an idea for Malenia Blade of Miquella. And this is something that keeps coming up, but it's Elden Ring time again. So I'm also trying to remember all of the lore. And remembering the lore to a Souls game is like, you kind of have to study up on it. So we're sort of vibing and just chilling out today. How are you guys doing? I also just want to make sure that my brush strokes are only massive and all the limbs are kind of going towards us because I want her leaning back. That was possibly the best stream rad I've ever experienced. Vom Muffin, Yeldensen, Tortured Orchid. I used to play as Orchid when I played Killer Instinct on the SNES. She turned into a golden panther. Mangalulu and Romek yourself. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, by the way. Dude, is there anything that you would like to share? I was doing some relaxing horror stuff. Still not done, but about 95% of the way there. Yo, Romek, if you would like, as long as it's safe for work, I don't know how gory your horror gets. One of my mods will drop you a permit, and you can drop us a link to your artwork if you like. However, I also know what it's like when you finish stream and you want to kind of be friendly and do a raid, but you also then want to leave and get on with your life. So don't worry if you don't want to. I fully understand, but you're more than welcome to. And also, excuse me, wait a minute, let me give you a follow before I forget. Dude, my memory's terrible. Okay, I got you now. I got you. Hey, Helena. Talk about gorgeous artists. Romek draws pretty monsters. Gorgeous bug women. Oh, you had me at gorgeous. Okay, yeah, one sec. Open a new tab. Ooh! Wait, I'm not following you on Twitter, am I, by any chance? So much gorgeous. I love how this... You've given it like a scary insect mouth grabby vajay shaped, like pronounced proboscis vajazzle. Oh, mate, all of this is awesome. Yeah, this mosquito monster man is yeah. Blood sucking deliciosa. Oh, hey, that's really good, dude. Do you do monster design professionally? Not just as an online illustrator. That's really cool. For probacy? Your art is making me uneasy. That means you're good at it. Yeah, that was popping. If I have nightmares though, I will send you an angry text. This guy's got the right idea. So be careful. So Mikey, what are you doing? Hey, that was a really handsome question. I am kind of, but not really, just trying to rough out this idea that I had for Malenia Blade of Miquella. Mikey, would you like to tell us about all of the lore that you understand so far in Elden Ring? Yeah, sure. So, in the Lands of In-Between, where is set Elden Ring, there was no great god. It had its own internal life and death cycle, thanks to the Great Tree, which essentially, when you die, your soul goes into the roots of the Great Tree and is sprouted back out, and you're sort of reborn. So it's a kind of a karmically circular life pattern thing. It's very Buddhist. And it had its own knights and its own beliefs and its own strengths, but it had no great external god power manipulating it. And so whenever there is a vacuum, something will fill it. as a man, it's my job to fill things. And so more than one deity had a go at being the big influencer. But one of the most successful was the... Oh God, what was it called? I was talking about it earlier. The Great Will? Wait, damn, what was it called? No, bro, how you doing, man? Wakura, I hope life is treating you beautifully well. Vagazi. Oh, Vajazzle. Mate, do you not know about Vajazzle? It was really big 8 years ago. Everybody was VJing. Luna Gabriela, say hola. ¿Qué tal? Todo bem, amigo? All I know about Malenia is that she's a Blade of Killer and she's never known defeat. Yeah, she keeps saying. Always did she say. Hey, G, welcome. The Greater Will, thank you. So the Greater Will was like, yo, I'm going to influence this land. And as we were saying a bit earlier, it's like how the Romans defeated the Greeks and then basically co-opted their whole religion. So although there was a great tree recycling life, the Greater Will came in, dropped a giant beast avatar in the form of the proto-dragon, what's that thing called? Erd monster. Elden Beast. And then, do you know, I think I wanted to... I'm less about the thighs and I'm more about the ribcage tonight. And the Elden Beast essentially was the first step towards the Greater Will imposing a god character. So it picked an avatar of its godliness, which was... Which one was the god lady again? Michaela? Hey, Eldenussi, Marika, thank you. And then, Ayo Yiden. I forgot to follow you too, Mikey. Glad Twitch reminded me. Yeah, oh, mate, Romek. You're a very handsome dude, and your artwork is very nicely balanced. How to put it? Like, and I'm sure you know this. You probably look at your early work and hate it and all that sort of stuff for similar reasons. It's very easy to draw monsters and just be like, there you go, there's a monster. It's not so easy to draw a monster that even though the design is completely fantastical and wretched and weird, it's also still less fallible and more believable in terms of its structure and its design. And usually the trick to doing that is still keeping joints vaguely where animals or people have them and all that sort of stuff. And your horrible mosquito, mossusy, proboscisy, pinch and drain. Sorry, the only reason why I'm really hanging on this is because last night I watched a video on Twitter and it was a lizard, and the lizard was going to like stick its tongue out and eat a praying mantis, but I think the lizard was a bit small, and the lizard goes to eat the praying mantis and the praying mantis just catches it and starts chewing on its jaw. And I was just, you never want to watch these videos before you go to bed. So I was just like, oh, that's really taken the Elden out of my ring, so to speak. I was like, oh, it's not put me in a good place. So when I was looking at your protruded proboscis, I was like, oh no, I don't like things biting things right now. I'm not into insect monsters biting stuff. That's why I had to stop reading Baki, Son of Ogre. I was like, no, I'm not in a good place right now. We can't do that. Anyway, long story short, so Queen Marika basically becomes the God Queen, and the Elden Beast transforms into the Elden Ring as a kind of source of power, and all those who are on her side essentially defeated the existing natural religious order of the Great Tree at the Crucible and burned it down or tore it down and destroyed it. And like the Romans co-opting other people's religions into their own, the Erd Tree was put up in its place as a sort of godly parasitical version of sucking up souls and creating this sort of turn of life and stuff. So then the way that the doctrine of the Greater Will's religion is communicated down is that as well as sending in the beast, it also sent in pairs of fingers that could only communicate through twitching, and so these crones became professional finger readers to kind of decipher what it is that people wanted. And who did the fingers belong to? The fingers belong to the Greater Will. The fingers are essentially in communion with the greater will, and they essentially are the communication point between an unknowable god and knowable doctrine. And anyway, and so they're like, yeah, let's control everything, but there's loads of existing orders, like the Academy of Rare Lucaria and all of that crew. So then where do they come from? They were sent from the outside in. So whenever the greater will sends something down, he has to send it down via into the lands in between via starfall, right? Meteor shower. And so yeah, there were the giants there. They were already living there. The Great Tree crew, they were already living there. And the Carian family and all the glintstone magicians. I don't like saying glintstone, it's a bad word around here. And so there was they went to war, and the problem is because of the glintstone magic, the Carian nobles, even though there was 20 or less of them, were able to go toe to toe with the knights of the Erd Tree, whoever they are. And then instead of winning the war, a pact was sealed because one of Marika's great generals, who was mysteriously like a male Marika and may have been born of her own personal essence and isn't a separate individual, but basically a male form called Radagon led the armies and then fell in love with Rena, the Carian queen, who was using her relationship with the full moon aspect to bewitch the academy into her control. They got together and sealed the breach and had 3 kids. Ranni. Renala. Renala. Why do they have so many crazy hand spiders though? Oh. I haven't gotten to that bit yet. Yeah, I haven't worked it out. So then, CJ Dandy Guy, how you doing, by the way? What's happening here? It's like a crime scene evidence we need to unlock. Yo, CJ, what I'm doing, I'm mostly live on Twitch, but thanks for popping in on YouTube. I'm trying to remember the lore to Elden Ring whilst roughing out a really weird idea for some Malenia stuff. And so Ranni was a witch who took after her mother. Radahn took after his dad a bit more. And who's the guy together again? And the third guy. Now the third guy kind of basically pulled a... Has anybody seen The Strain? Or read The Strain? It's about vampires, but they're parasitic worms. He basically parasitic wormed himself, and then, like most parasites, allowed himself to get eaten by an ancient, great, immortal snake, so that he kind of reformed inside of it and took over it. Although his own people didn't like that. Is it weird if I see a knight in the down left supporting a falling nun on the top right? In the bottom left, you see a knight supporting a nun. I have no idea where you're seeing it, but I'm down for it nonetheless. And so one of the things is that another thing about the Greater Will is that it wanted to... The Greater Will is essentially all about order. And the way that it imposes its presence is it imposes an order. And that order comes in 2 forms. Cause and effect. And another one, which I can't remember. Maybe life and death, I can't remember. And so what it does is it also bestowed servants. And so Queen Marika was given a beastman servant Ranni was given a beast man servant. And loads of others. I can't see it, but I want to. Hey now, how you doing, man? Elden Ring's lore is wild. Over center is Vanon. Right down is Vanite. Hey man, as long as you believe it, I'll believe it with you. And then so what happened is as the god, one of the ways that Marika seized full control over the entire system is she stopped death from happening by sealing away the very idea of death into a death mark or a totem. So she kind of created like an eternal life for the people, whilst also being the only person who had the ability to actually allow you to die. So she kind of like, you know, she's controlling the big elemental stuff. And she gave this mark to her personal beast henchman for safekeeping. But Ranni, although her kids could have been god kids, all of Renalia's kids they're all up to different business. And so Ranni was like, I'm gonna nick it. So she stole a fragment of the death mark. And the beast man was like, oh no, heck, I was just wearing it like, you know, around my toddler or something. So then the beast man changed his form and took the death seal mark inside of himself, in the form of a giant black sword that was part of his essence. But it was too late because Ranni now had part of the ability to create death. And so Ranni, and this bit I'm kind of adding 2 and 2, so do tell me if I'm wrong. So Ranni was like, now that I can kill stuff, I'm going to create an ability to kill a god. So I think, and I'm sure there's already a clear answer, but I'm reading in between the gaps. I think basically all of the Nox and the eternal city of Nokron, Ranni was kind of in cahoots with them, working with them to make the death blade dagger thing that could kill a god using part of the death mark. And that's kind of why all of the Nokron people got cast down, possibly why Ranni got burnt to death. Then I still don't know who Malenia is. She was born in the Erd Tree or something. Anyway, so Ranni's doing a lot of anti-god stuff. And as an inherent noble of the Carian household of Rhea Lucaria, and all of her magic also being moon magic, but hers is dark moon magic. She also got gifted in guiding aspect of moon stuff. Essentially, because it's not like greater will Erd stuff, she was causing problems. And the Carians tie their fate to the stars, the constellations, and their futures are bound up in the idea of fate, and their success is bound up in it as well. So that's why the other brother, Radan, who is still faithful to the cause, locked the skies, and he stopped the stars from spinning, so that the very idea of progress and fate is locked in place to kind of put a halt to all of those glintstone b-boys. Then whilst that was happening, the queen was like, yo, I need a consort. And so she took for her husband a wild berserker man, one of the greatest fighters, a true warrior soul called Horalu. And she was like, okay, but if you're going to be like, you know, the god king to my queenliness, you got to learn to wear a tuxedo. Do you know what I mean? She pretty womaned him. She took a guy off the streets, a berserker, and she prettied him up. And he was like, okay, well, I'll be called Godwick and or Godwin. And so he sealed his berserker nature into his own beast, which he got gifted from the Greater Will. Another giant beast man. This one was a giant lion beast who bit down on his berserker soul and essentially weighed over him to keep him to give him the Queen Ussy. Yeah. Malenia is Michaela's brother, Marika's son. None of that's happening. Tylosaurus, how you doing, man? Didn't she divest herself of her own flesh so that she could kill Godwin's body? What? So the way I understand is there was that great battle, but after they'd done everything and defeated all the enemies, she then, at this point, was like, I've been the queen of the Middle Lands forever, blind faith to the Erd Tree. In order to be stronger, I now need to test my own faith and examine it by forcing all of my own people into more suffering to make them stronger. So essentially, she started rocking her own boat just to make sure that it was, you know, well made. And so she then cast Godfrey away out of, stop saying the sea, I can't help it, out of these lands, because she wanted him to go and fight and become stronger away from their world and return to it later, you know, better than before. It was a long-term plan, and she would then reabsorb them and take them back into her godly self. That was it. The two laws are the law of cause and effect and the law of I don't know what it is, but it's basically the equivalent of what they wanted to do in Neon Genesis Evangelion, where they all basically coalesce into a singular being again, where there's no barriers between us and humanity, and there's full understanding, and therefore no more suffering, because we truly understand each other, because we've all coalesced into one mass. Yeah, the Instrumentality Project. So basically, instrumentality is in Elden Ring. So, then, so Godfrey goes off out into the distant lands beyond the fog. And I think the implication of that is that us, as the player, and many others, all the Tarnished, are essentially descendants of Godfrey, returned to this middle realm to test the faith and be stronger and, you know, put the world to rights. Neon Elden Ring Ringangelion. Heavy Law. Mangalulu. Heavy Law. One of the craziest character developments I've seen is going to cut together Mikey saying how shit this game is. Now he's giving us law. I've always loved it. I've never said anything bad about Elden Ring, was it? You know me. I'm a gamer. So anyway, we're coming back now into the world. So all Tarnished are post Godfrey, but our very existence is the result of Marika's game plan. However, Marika is just like, do you know what? I'm really starting to not feel this Elden vibe. And so she goes ahead and she shatters the Elden Ring. And all of its little rune pieces and fragments, great and small, spread across Middle Earth. But her husband, who's still like hardcore, is like, no, you can't do that. I'm going to put it together. So he tries to reforge it, but it fails. And instead of being a whole person who restores a cracked ring, in the trailer, you see that he tries to restore it, and instead of it being a whole ring, he becomes a cracked person. So then, kind of being effed up by how badly that went, he kind of half kills, half reabsorbs the God Queen to become a singular being again, and it follows the whole like parasitical nature of the Erd Tree stuff. You talking about your ring again? Yeah, I'm talking about my Elden Ring. Crobatus. How you doing, Crobatus? Nice to see you, dude. Also, on Polo con Corbata. Hello there, guys. How you doing? Welcome. So he's like now one being, and he's got the biggest fragments of the Elden Ring within him, but he's not quite as a cool god thing as he used to be. So everything's a bit messed up, and that's why when you defeat him, it resorts back to the Elden Beast, the last great avatar of the Divine Will. Malenia has no eyes because they got rotted away. Yeah, I'm giving her eyes. I don't care. And then that's it. And then that's it. And that's everything. Have I missed anyone? One Elden Ring to rule them all. Anyway, long story short, someone reached out to George R.R. Martin and said, you know what? This IP is going to sound even better if you're attached. You won't even have to do anything. And George R.R. Martin went, yeah, great, send me the check. I do not believe that he was remotely involved. Other than, like, some of the lore of the backstory, maybe. But I don't believe he had anything to do with the actual game whatsoever. Some of the lore is the most I'll allow him. He did quite a fair bit, wash your mouth. Yeah, he cashed in quite a fair amount of checks. Quite a fair bit. He went, I know, call them all G names or R names. That will be a really funny thing that the fans will love and not at all be confused by. And they were like, yes, Miyazaki was like, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. George Araru-san. I say that with love, not because I'm a racist. So, I've been watching Shogun. That's been me every night. Oh. Oh. No, that's not. Malenia Prime. Oh. Sorry, you made me spill my tea. What about Godwin? Who's Godwin? Oh, yeah, so then Godwin was one of the non-gifted children of Malenia? Question mark? And even though he thought he was going to be Godric's great heir, he had none of the godliness, and he was not a demigod. How far are you in Shogun? Oh mate, I've quit watching it. I realised that it was just not holding my attention. I was about, what is that, 8 episodes? I guess I'm on episode 6. I was like, this is beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. And it is not that interesting. Where is all this lore comes from? Homer Joyce. So basically, apparently, according to Ayatollah, it's all there in the item descriptions. You've got to read the item descriptions and listen to like what Ranni says. But in order to get all the lore together, you have to do conflicting side quests. So you sort of have to play the game more than once, apparently, to get all this info. I'll watch a YouTube video. Okay, so she's got all that metal brisket going on. Godwin is the blessed golden child of Radagon. Oh, is he? Oh, Godwin's the one with the horns. Okay, so sorry guys, I've not learnt about Godwin yet. I actually don't know anything about Godwin. Except that he was split into 3 pieces. His physical form, his spirit form, and his projected essence. And much like when a single hair of the Monkey King gets turned into a Jet Li monk in that Jet Li Jackie Chan movie, his projected essence takes on its self-identity and becomes Margit the Fell. The Ranni ending is bad, apparently. Oh, I did the Ranni ending, thanks to Ayatollah's guidance. It's just occurred to me, I'd rather zoom in and play around with some ideas. So I'm just going to duplicate the window so that I've got a constantly zoomed out one. adorable. Hey, happy Pride. Happy Pride for those of you who partake and celebrate. Much love. Margit is Morgott's projection, and Morgott is Godwin's brother. So Morgott's not the Golden, right? Godwin? Who the hell is Godwin? Godwin is the face and the floor under the castle. You'll be a face and the floor if you keep giving me all that. So, but isn't Godwin the golden projection? Because you fight Godric, right? Out by the great throne. And then you fight like a golden projection. Is that not part of Godric's aspect? Is that Godwin? Godwin's the guy that got stabbed. One of them got stabbed? Don't forget to save. Oh yeah, thank you, man. The golden projection is Godfrey. Thea's quest is a part you've not done as well. But Godwin is the one that died from the black knives. Ranni made the black knives! Ranni stole the rune of death to make the black knives. So she's responsible for Godwin the Golden getting stabbed. Damn! What a bitch. Godwin the Golden was the first of the demigods to die. His body was kept alive without a soul. Damn. Do Thea's quest, it's good. You'll see Godwin. I might do Thea's quest in New Game Plus. For this particular playthrough, I'm actually just literally trying to see how quickly can I play it, but also where does the game lead me if I pretend that I don't know stuff? Like, do you know how like you know you get to Raya Lucaria and it's locked, so the game gives you a map to find the key. I never played the game all the way through organically. Once I got Ayatollah on voice so that I could enjoy it again, we actually started doing Ranni's side quest. So we'll see as we go. Do you know what I need to bring up? I've got a lovely little League splash sheet reference page that I put together. It's full of really beautiful artwork. It's kind of all of the same pictures that Dizzy Kawa sometimes brings up onto her Photoshop when she works. I need to go find that. It's in a folder somewhere. So that she could become a puppet. Wait, so she used the death mark to also kill herself. So when we find her burned body, she did that to herself on purpose. Because she takes after her mum and also learnt a lot of spells. She learnt all her moon magic from her mum, and she learnt all of her ice magic from an ice witch. And the design of her doll form is based on the ice witch. She did it to kill her body, not her soul. In order to be out from underneath the influence of the fingers. Oh. Fascinating. But she still had Blay, the Welsh dog. And he was still loyal to her, even though the beast guardians or beast aspects were bestowed or gifted to them from the Greater Will. You'd think the Greater Will would take those gifts away if it was able to, wouldn't you? Artist tablet, I like it with art. Draw eyes. Can draw anime. Draw eyes. Monster Maria. I hope life is treating you very well. You're making perfect sense. That's also why Ranni's quest made us go against Blade. Oh, wait, did we kill Blade when we did Ranni's quest? Oh, maybe we did. Maybe we did. Oh, we did. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, I feel a bit bad. When you look up at someone's leant back head, the eyebrows become miles away, don't they? Because you get all the socket part. We murdered him. Oh, wow, okay. The same way Ranni is a soul living in a doll's body, Godwin is a giant body of a fishy creature that you find in the deep-root depths. Godwin, the golden soul, was after his body was killed with the black knives, courtesy of Ranni, his soul was put into the big fish thing. To trap it? To stop it from going back into the Erd tree? As long as you have a vessel, you can lock someone out of reincarnation. Okay, how does a human face work? What? Oh, have we come to the end of the White Bat audio album? One sec. Okay, brilliant. Let's go to the next White Bat audio. So this is White Bat 2. Let's put on White Bat 3. Thank you very much, White Bat. You're the only person who's making music that's not getting copyright struck at the moment. Again, if you're watching on another platform, awesome. Thank you very much for hanging out. Just a heads up, I do more art streams on Twitch, and only Twitch, because then I get to listen to all the music I want to. They do also get put up onto YouTube, but by the time they're on YouTube, they're completely silent in the background. So if you want to join us live, follow on Twitch. It's completely free. Mikey kills a dog in every game. No, I tried, but it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me kill the dog in Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'll never forget that. I freed the dog. I freed it. But it would not let me kill it. No, Father, I cannot tell a lie. I did not kill that dog. Blade, Sif, Scratch. Let's be clear. Blade I killed because you made me, Ayatollah. You took me into a life path that killed Blade. Scratch was by accident because I had some gauntlets that did increased damage to thrown objects. And then I threw him the dog ball and it did damage and he entered battle. That's not my fault. So that one wasn't actually my fault. Sif, that also isn't my fault. We had to do Sif, even though he was a bit optionally. We had to do Sif in the end because I wanted to play the DLC to Dark Souls 1 remastered. So after Elden Ring, not immediately afterwards, obviously, but after Elden Ring, we need to do Dark Souls 2. We need to clear that off the thing. Give these excuses, never the doggos. So we have killed a dog in almost every single game that I've played that has a dog in it, but that has not been my intent. That has simply been the natural result of me trying to have a good time. When I have a good time, animals die. Jeremy OP, what the fuck? El Miki Mega Mega. Hey Jeremy, how you doing, man? Just dropping by to say that you got me into the drawing hobby and I appreciate you a lot for it. Keep up the great word. Sven Pie. Thank you very much for the kind words, dude. Look, it always makes me super, super happy to hear I've had any kind of influence on somebody, you know, having fun drawing and stuff. So hey, I wish you an excellent rest of your week, man. Yo, look after yourself. He's a dog murderer. I haven't murdered dogs. Murdering implies intent. You don't murder people when you're at war, okay? You get given medals. It's only murder when you do it domestically. I am not a dog murderer. I am simply a warrior who is misunderstood because of all the dead dogs. You're very quick and easy with labels, Ayatollah. I notice. Very judgmental. It's a shame. Sorry guys, I've not even warmed up, so I can't judge anything. So I'm moving these features around until I like them more. Keep drawing picture. I will. Make moves. I worked a third of an overtime shift today and they didn't even need me. Oh, I'm so sorry. As long as you're getting paid for it. Oh, that sucks. They just had you waiting in the wings, yeah? Anyway, welcome on in, dude. Oh, thanks for the follow, by the way. Mikey isn't a dog murderer because you only get charged for war crimes if you lose. Correct. That is horrible and correct. Parasite Gaming. How you doing, man? Welcome. How do you beat art block? Sporadic chaos. Go for a walk. Go do some exercise. Get away from the tablet. Go look at stuff that really got you into art in the first place. Really cool pictures, really cool anime, really cool. Go to an art gallery. But do some gardening. Go for a walk. Physically leave the house. I find a step one. The one way that you like the other, well, there's always my jokey answer, which is force yourself to get the work done and stop trying to blame your lack of productivity on a term that may or may not even exist. Art block is like ME. Is it real? So like also just get some work done. Go through some courses. Go through some steps where something is telling you to do stuff in a set way. So maybe a tutorial video. However, personally, I find that art block is never really cured by trying to do art. It's usually cured by walking away and coming back later. go do some gardening. Yep. It's all good. I still get paid. Nice. And I got the rest of my day. Awesome. How's everyone's week been? Do you know what? It's a very good question. I never asked. I was too busy talking about Elden Ring to ask all you gorgeous people in chat. How has your week been? How are you guys getting on? What are you up to and what are you doing? Let's take the point out of this nose, because she's more regal than she is anime. Oh man, I've tried to construct this tilted back head without thinking of a tilted back head. I've been doing it by like moving around features. It's not giving me the best cheese in the world. One sec. I'm going to stick a helmet on top of most of this. Anyway, yeah, how have you guys been getting on with your week? It is Tuesday, right? I hope everyone's kind of getting into the swing of things. I find Tuesday, like when I worked in the office, I think Tuesdays sucks a little bit more than Monday. Because you still had like energy on a Monday because you'd had a weekend. Whereas Tuesday, it really hits home that you're back at work. I'll tuck this back in a little bit. Went a touch too far. We'll say that it's roughly where it needs to be for now so that I can come out of here. Basically, I just wanted like a tiny bit of the face peeking. If it allowed me to describe an eye looking down out from the helmet, that's all I wanted. Because I was going to remove a lot of her body anyway. Remove that flesh! For the sake of that caption! That's if a helmet peak actually works as an idea. I think I can't mix fat and tutorial advice into one because I suck at painting. I need to sketch more. Yo, get on it, get on it. Today is Tuesday. Yes, Monsteria. Azaleas, how you doing, dude? Welcome, welcome. Someone gets me, Tuesday's always worse than Monday. Yeah. It's like the new start to the work week. Don't miss that at all. Okay, now. Bear with, seeing as I've become the architect of my own failings here. What I need is a picture of just someone's head leaning back like this. In my big reference sheet, I've got loads of Malenia pictures. I've got someone reclining back. I'm sort of throwing in head stuff myself, and it's the mixed results are starting to kick in now. It's not great. Right, where's her helmet? Are you going from memory? That bad, is it? No, I've got like a whole reference sheet of Michaela and of the character, loads of different people's artworks of it, and I've got like a load of in-game screenshots, and then I've got like people leaning back, and loads of pictures of rib cages. I'm sorry, I'm just having a look to see if there's any nipples. So this is what I've put together. Now there is a content creator in here who I follow on Twitter, and I can't remember their name. So I'm going to show this really quickly. Don't want to be showing other people's artwork and stuff. Not artwork, they're body shots. But this is what I've got as a reference sheet that I put together. So I've got loads of rib cages, loads of in-game screenshots. I've got loads of fungus, and a couple like, you know, buff women leaning backwards or with their arms up. So I've stuck this all together so that I'm not spending like 20 minutes on Google. Like every 5 minutes. 20 minutes every 5 minutes.
Hello there.
Bro, I've watched a few YouTubes and come over. Sorry for the insult. No, recently. Reese? There's no insult. Don't worry. I'm just being silly, man. Yeah. No. And I am struggling to draw. This is basically, you are spot on, because this is I've drawn this character already as a busty waifu, and that's easy enough. But I had this other idea for her a long time ago, and I knew at the time I wasn't going to be able to execute it. So my art's not really at a standard where I want it to be. And I kind of suspect that I'm still not going to be able to execute this for where I want to now. But we're at a point where Elden Ring's popular again, and I'm enjoying replaying the game. I'm not enjoying it, don't tell Ayatollah. And so I thought at least it would be worth having a look before we just default back into some busty waifu fan art for the Patreon crowd or whatever. So yeah, we're just dossing and experimenting. But I'm not very structure correct right now, for the sake of trying to make the idea happen. A reference collage is a godsend. Mate, putting together a lovely big reference sheet is very juicy. Popular again, it never stopped. Popular. Poppin'. Ms. Mika must be like, oh, thank God. More Elden Ring content. I'm running out of ways to take the piss out of the game. Live streamer Ms. Mika rubs sand in her own eyes to go blind. And defeats Elden Ring on the hardest difficulty setting with one hand. From memory. Hey, hello, so I'm doing the sand in my eyes challenge. Ah! Ah! Okay. Now let's start playing the game. Hitless. Sand in the eyes hitless challenge. No blinking fun run. Okay, and then there's a layer of business on the helmet. So the helmet comes around like this. And then there's all sorts of gorgeous design pattern work stuff. And then the wings. Oh, cheers for shouting out Ms. Mika, by the way. I'm going to put some sausages on shortly as well. Just a heads up. Okay, let's make this helmet a little bit bigger. Sit it like this. No, and we're going to make everything smaller afterwards. Okay.
This guy's got the right idea.
Hello, thank you for the follow. I'm going to worry less about the ribcage right now, and then I'll kind of put it in after we've got like stuff in place. But essentially I want a few of these ribs showing under the boobs, and then I want like all the stuff blooming out. Hester Blumenthal. Hester Blumenthal. What was that called? What was the film where all the... We've talked about this before, but I keep forgetting. What is the film with... Miracle Hall, how you doing? What is the film with all of the countries at big cannibal tank cities? Hester. It's not His Dark Materials, which is Philip Pullman? Hester. Hester. Yeah. So it's in the future, and all of the resources are gone. So all of the big cities and countries turned themselves into giant tank cities. And so, like, London is like this giant cathedral tank city. The whole city of London is a giant tank, and it like chases down smaller cities and eats them. And there's like a Scottish robot man who's a little bit human but mostly indestructible robot, and he's halfway between a Terminator and the guys from Warhammer 40k, the Necrons. Mortal Engines. Thank you, Mortal Engines. Anyway, why are you guys talking about that?
Hello there.
Blue. Esther. I'm really just laying down vague ideas and chunks of how I think I imagined it. And I'm hoping that, like, if I put down a load of stuff in vague areas, it will be enough of a really terrible, sketchy idea, but maybe I can kind of come back on top of it and refine it into something that physically works. So don't worry about the fact that we're in the speculative stage. What happened to all the heads? Talking about speculative revival technologies, what happened to all the heads? In the 70s and 60s and onwards, everybody was getting cryogenically frozen. Sometimes just a head, sometimes the whole body. What happened to the cryogenics? I'm assuming they all got thrown in the bin. The problem about getting cryogenically frozen is you have to hope that the business that's running it doesn't go bankrupt. Otherwise, you end up as a lot up for auction. Where hashtag where are the heads? Where are the heads? I want proof. Hashtag what happened to my head? A Netflix documentary by Mikey Mega Mega. Let's go. One brave man, hunting for answers and truth. Mikey's a Netflix documentary? Do you know what? I should be a Netflix documentary. That'd be a great way to make money. Who was that guy again? Who was the guy who said he was going to make a documentary and Netflix paid him millions? Netflix paid him like 4 million to get going on a documentary, and he never made it. He went on a drugs and gambling binge, and he gambled for 4 million on loads of dodgy stocks or something, and turned that 4 million into 11 million. And then he spent all his time buying loads of Rolls Royces. And Netflix were just like, oh, I guess it's a write-off then. He never made the documentary, he just took their money. Who is that guy? Who is that guy? They're using the cryo heads as ice cubes in local taverns now. Ooh, that would be very ghoulishly awesome for a Halloween. Instead of ice cubes, we bought a load of cryogenically frozen heads from the 60s. Pop one in your drink. Drink it quick, though. You do not want that to fall. Trust me. This party's going to start smelling really bad. What a legend. Yeah. He took the Netflix money, saying he's going to make a documentary. More than doubled it through gambling and bought a load of Rolls Royces and never made a documentary. Clearly a man after my own heart. We love high-risk gambling and hedging bad decisions. Guys, you're a big bad de-hedger. I found out my brother doesn't want to watch Godzilla -1 because he doesn't want to read subtitles. Now, that's a shame. I think if you don't like subtitles, I do think that you're missing out a little bit. However, I fully get why people don't like subtitles, especially if, like, you're dyslexic, or you just don't want to be sitting there reading. I do understand it, and I'm not like a subtitles Nazi. I do believe that they are far superior. But I also believe in your right to choose. However, that's a shame, because you guys were telling me that Godzilla -1, just yesterday, you guys were telling me that Godzilla -1 is a good film, and it's basically an actual remake of the OG. See, you have my interest. Oh wait, her robot hand's on our left. When you do this, where's your thumb? Is it on the inside or the outside? It's on the inside. Maybe the roll of this shoulder goes higher. I feel like I should be looking at some JD. Is it JD Leidenbacher? Who's that art book I got the other day that was really good? P-Pistols, welcome back. Tofu, hello, let's go. Saman, I love it when you draw characters with mid-sized breasts. Oh, Saman, thank you. I haven't given her any breasts yet, but I shall, in your honour, keep them relatively mid. Actually, I will, for sure. See, even if I miss one of her boobs out for the sake of blooming rot. Because I've already drawn her with massive bazookas, and it was fine, but... It was hardly my artistic vision. It was just like, I'll just draw this character with big knockers. What I want to do now is actually try to execute an idea I had. And that is like a completely different kettle of fish. Does anybody remember the name of a helmet that's like this, where it's a helmet on the top and it's a helmet down the back of your neck, and it's got eye slits and nose guards, it's all across, but it's not got any mouth guard, and instead of having a lower part, at most you might have a chainmail coif, and it's got like a weird name, like it's a sleazy or something. It begins with like an S or a Y. Anyway, I need to find one of them at an angle to kind of like capture that whole like looking underneath energy. Godzilla times Kong is the new empire. Well, it's that good. JC Lindecker. Kaitzer, thank you so much. Mikey, do you remember when you said that 40% of artists on Twitter are fan artists? Well, I'm doing fan art right now. Yeah, never. 40% of all life on Earth is parasitic, and 40% of all digital art on the internet is exactly the same. One guy had a dream and drew an interesting creature of a tiger, and before one night had passed, half the internet had gobbled it up because it was somebody's original idea, and people love working with other people's original ideas. This is why I always hint and allude to things, but I never really tell you about them. Allegedly. Okay, again, I don't know if you've noticed, but I keep standing her up. I'm having a lot of trouble laying her down. So I've got to maybe like calm his ribcage a little bit differently. Maybe his collarbones are back up there. So maybe because I raised this shoulder. It's just occurred to me, but maybe I absolutely shouldn't have done that. Yeah, up here if you're projecting up and out, but not if you're lying down in bed. That dream tiger was hella cool. Yeah. A Vendel Bearded. How you doing, man? Vendel. Ooh, not what I was thinking, but actually also very useful. Thank you. Yeah, I've got to turn off my air cooling and put on some sausages. Aventail. Oh, you got it. Oh, closer and closer. An Aventail is very close. I don't like it showing me a different type of helmet with a hinge on it. But we're getting that's almost it. Wait, where's my even... Sorry, all my tabs are behind my camera, so I have a lot of trouble finding chat again. Wait, she's 8 foot. Malenia Blade of Michaela is 8 foot. She does have very big shoulders, actually, when she transforms into mode. You know why she has prosthetic legs? Because she's never known defeat. No. Alright, tell her. Boo. Boo hiss. Not having that. Right? Good one, Mikey. Thanks, Kawande. Oh wait, Saman said it as well on YouTube. The Tarnished is about 5'8". Oh wow, she's massive compared to us. Did she absorb her brother, or was her brother absorbed by the Erd Tree? Don't worry about these weird ratios. We'll get this all sorted. Oh, do you know who's got a really nice nose line when it comes to looking up at a character into their face? Jenalyn Meowri. She's got a real good snoz for that, for getting a real nice angle up over a cheekbone. Go cruising her Twitter account in a minute. Right, I'm gonna go for a quick wee. I'll be right back. Hey Yinky, welcome on in. One quick sec. We'll work this out. We're just gonna rough up this idea. Do not expect any great art, but we're just pushing down this rough concept. See if we get there. No, just her mum, Queen Marika. She was 10 foot tall as well. Ooh. Right, one sec. Talk amongst yourselves. Actually, I'm going to make some tea as well as put some food on. I'll be 2 minutes.
This guy's got the right idea.
Ew. Oh, good. Did the album run out whilst I was gone? Oh, one sec. Oh no, it's just in between tracks. Okay, cool. Looks like I showed up at the right time. Inky, I'm so glad to see you, but I'm going to leave. Okie dokie. Oh, I never stopped recording. Probably for the best. I wouldn't have remembered otherwise. It's all good. Hey, I hope you're having a good week. Hope life is treating you all well, you gorgeous people. Make this chin a little bit stronger. Oh wow, it's amazing what a difference that Wii makes, I tell you. Thing is, I want her hair filling everything up. I don't want it flowing down and out because all the other artwork I see of her, all her hair flows down. So it's like, okay, we got to go the other direction to mix it up. So that's why, like, I was considering like some kind of scuffed, cracked version of her helmet. Maybe that's all part of the rot as well. Winston, hey, thank you, man. Hey, Jaffias. Lovely to see you guys. I think Queen Marika is taller than Malenia. Don't worry, we're going to find out for sure, guys. When we go and play the game later tonight. Not that I'm anywhere near those bosses. Let me just see if I can get a different alignment on this. It's got these discs as well, which are almost like horse blinders. It's so interesting. And I guess, was her helmet... Does anyone have any idea? Was her armor made for her after the rot? Like, she was... Well, obviously she got her robot arm after the rot to replace her rotten arm. But, like, her helmet is almost designed in mind for someone who is, like, blinded? Even though it's still got grills? She had her rot from birth. Oh god, I guess everything is post-rot. But I assume she was born with all of her limbs. And it's just, as she grew up, the rot continued to affect her. The helmet was post-eyes. And Polo con Cobado had to run away, but I was able to come back. My boss doesn't want me with my phone out. I'm Polo, yo, get your work done, dude. Don't get fired because of me, just because I'm doing a Mikey stream. You gonna do more body sketches? Yeah, miracle. Yeah. I'll probably have to, mate. I'm just sorting out my tea bags. I still need to lean her back more in the body, but I'm just coming back up to the helmet. It's not about being remotely accurate right now, but it's about trying to get that feeling of the idea before we give up and draw a, I don't know, cowgirl Ranni, something easy, something simple. Yeah, these chin guards don't come down low either, they're really high. The scarlet bloom flowers once more. You will witness true horror. Phase 2 Varrot took over most of her face. Yeah, she's all... I've got a screenshot of her. With it. Yeah. Yeah, she looks gross. Her lips are still good. She can still earn some money. In the area that has all the scarlet crimson rot, it's not just like fungus, it's also like a coral reef.
He must be a Fremen, or in with them. He's studying us.
Yo! Oh, whoa, we got a massive raid off of Cotton Wings. Well. Cotton Wings, you gorgeous thing. How the devil are you doing? Long time no see. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you had a gorgeous time over at Cotton Wings. We are currently drawing small-boobed Malenia, Lady Michaela. We're just trying to come up with a bit of a rough idea and a rough concept right now of her kind of rotting away. I've drawn her before with massive bazookas. However, what I like about Cotton Wings, especially if all of you guys are part of the Cotton Crew, or the Cotton Court Parade, I should say, is that you're one of the few raiding groups who have come from a streamer who's definitely drawing bigger boobs than I am. So, like, whenever I get raided by other people, I'm just like, hi, I'm Mikey, I do pin-up fan art, but I am safe for work, don't worry about it, don't be put off. When you guys come over from Cottons, I'm just like, you've seen it all, mate. Nothing to worry about here, this is safe for work. Costin, I hope you've been having a gorgeous day. I appreciate you, at the end of the stream, need to break down your setup and go and have a wee. But if there is anything safe for work that you'd like to share, we'll drop you a permit. And I'd love to have a look. I hope you've been having a really productive day. Right, let's do the welcome. I'm so excited. Yo, oh my goodness, guys, we've just been raided by Cotton Wings. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for bringing your community over here. How the devil are you? How was your stream? And what were you up to? Guys, at my end, make sure that you're clicking the link down there in chat because Cotton Wings is an awesome streamer who I'm a big fan of. Welcome on in, guys. Lovely to see you. My name is Mikey. I'm an illustrator from England. I make drawing videos on YouTube for a living, and I love to hang out with you guys here live on Twitch, where we often do drawing stuff or just play video games. So welcome on in, everybody. I'm so pleased to see you. All right, pleased. Big in our hearts. Big in our hearts. That's... Mate, we always dream of big chests and that big chest energy. Okay, here's a question that I honestly don't know the answer to. Can you be a small girl, but have thick girl energy? I honestly don't know. Is that a thing? Yo, she's small, but she got that thick girl energy? No, Mikey! You're not allowed to do that. That's exactly why Western video games suck now. Oh, sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. How dare you? People like you ruin Tomb Raider. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just logged in on Twitter. I just got here. Why is everyone shouting? I'm like 5. When you're mean to Cotton Wings, this is who you're mean to. It's one of those tiny little hamsters next to a little keyboard. Screenshot ready to deploy. Yo, let me sort you a quick promo. I'm going to see if I can get to you before my mod does. Wait, invite, whisper, timeout, mod. Oh, fuck, I've forgotten what the buttons are. Ah, oh, damn, I've just demonetized myself on YouTube. I've been trying not to swear the whole time. It's exclamation mark, isn't it? I got you. I got you. Oh, I've spent this whole stream trying not to swear. And then I got all excited because Cotton Wings was here. I might make her smaller and make the hair bigger. I might, like, drag this canvas down a little bit and let the hair do some more stuff. One sec, I'm actually quite thoroughly tempted. Anyway, let's take a look at this. You can laugh at your mods if you made the permit work. Yeah. What mods, mate? Better off without them. Ooh! Ooh! Is this Venom? But Venom when it's a big mouthy horse face. With that's I saw that trailer of Cotton. Do you know how everybody went nuts on Twitter because somebody had an original character concept? They dreamed of that tiger and everybody drew the tiger with like the black tar and the stripes kind of wrapped over it. Everyone went nuts. When I saw that Venom trailer and he symbioted a horse, I was just like, I'm not going to Google the not safe for work versions of that. I know exactly what's going to happen. Long, truncated, tar, dripping, big horse wangers. I was like, God bless America. I'm turning on my VPN and then I'm turning off my PC. I'm out. Yeah, you're doing big Vorse. Or is it a Vorse? Is that what it's called? A Venom horse is a Vorse. Oh, wait, Photoshop, could you chill for a minute? I just want to rescale something. Okay, Cotton, that's coming along a delicious treat. Coming along a treat, that is. Cotton? Okay, this might be... I tend to zoom in a bit more these days, just so it feels like it's very sensual and close in. But this is less of a busty fan art and more of just an idea that I've wanted to do. So I'm willing to play around with this one a little bit more. Magic Luchador. Thank you very much for the resub. By the way, if I'm salivating, it's because I'm hungry. I've put some sausages on in the air fryer. So we're also just kind of killing time until they're ready. There's a meme pic of a Family Guy screenshot where Lois pointed out a horse in the house. It's been redrawn with a Venom horse already. Damn. People are quick. You got to be... That's the trick, right? You've always got to be one of the first. You always want to be quick off the mark and in there. One of my mods always tells me about what's trending in anime, and I always ignore him. But it's still super, super useful. Everybody in chat, just a really quick temperature check. What anime are you guys watching at the moment? If it's not hentai, thank you. Because I'm watching Delicious and Dungeon. I'm really, really like it. We might have to do some Fallen fan art. But I watched Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. And it was not bad. I'm not using this negatively, but it was very mid. It was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then they do this. And then there's a exam arc, just like Naruto, where things go wrong and they're attacked by real enemies. Go Loser Ranger. Dungeon Meshi, yeah, it's so good, it's so good. I honestly just thought it was really nice and colourful and fun. And now I genuinely care about what happens. I was like, oh, it's just fun ways to add cooking to the thing. And it's like, oh no, this is actually really interesting. Which one was Tadaima or Kari? Is that the name of an anime or Hello Goodbye? Is that a Beatles song in Japanese? Windbreakers. Oh, that also sounds familiar. One second, just opening another tab to the ones that I don't recognize. I'm just going in and out of chat. Mushoku Tensei. Ooh. Okay, I see a guy in a cave with a short-haired elf girl. Wait, I said no hentai. I said no hentai. Mushoku Ten... VPN, yeah? Alright, I see you, Kaitsa. Tadaima or Keri? One sec. I'm gonna just turn on safe search. You guys are breaking the bond of trust. Oh, it's a J-drama. Oh, is it about a gay couple raising a baby? Oh, hey, that's cool. It's very awesome. It's very wholesome. It's on Crunchyroll. That's cool, dude. Happy Pride, everyone. Girl, I thought you'd do fan art of the sister, not the elf girl. Wait. Oh, did I miss a character? One sec, let me just check out Noragami as well. By the way, Cotton Wings, go and live your life. Thank you so much for that raid, dude. Best wishes. Noragami, I see a dude with a sword, and then I see a blonde lady with a bigger sword. Guys, what is the anime? I do not know what it is. Father, I cannot tell a lie. Let me sketch it really quickly, a bad version, off of memory. Who is this? I'm sketching off of memory, so don't hate me. But there is an anime, and there is like a... What am I doing? There is like a MILF waifu character with lots of long flowing white hair. She's a bit tan and she's super buff. And she's got maybe a massive hammer. I draw for a living, can you tell? Does anybody know what that is? White haired, milfy, super buff lady, big hammer. Maybe slightly tan skin, I'm not sure. Glasses. CGI? I don't know, I've only ever seen a screenshot. I have no idea where it's from. But I saw the character randomly on the internet. I was like, oh, I need to remember that for later. The one I suggested about a dude who's been reincarnated and he was a shut-in. The elf girl's sister comment was about Delicious and Dungeon. Oh, sorry, Zabanat. Yeah, Farlin. That's Farlin, right? No. Yeah, Farlin is the sister, but and the elf girl is a different character. So yeah, I actually was considering playing around with Farlin, but because I started replaying Elden Ring, it just reminded me of this old idea that I just wanted to have a cheeky go on first. So that's why I'm just here like scribbling. Like none of this needs to be correct 100%. It's literally just me trying to remember what that idea was and see if I can get it down in a way that roughly works as a concept. But I'm not drawing right now with a view to smash out a fan art necessarily. I just want to see if this old idea works as you know, as an idea on a piece of paper. But we do also need to do the Patreon stuff, which means drawing more busty waifus. So I reckon that is going to be worth doing Farlin for. But she's currently a chimera, right? Tapioca, how you doing, dude? Oh, it might be Noi from Doro Hedoro. Okay, let me check. DK Murphy, you're rewatching One Punch. Yeah, season 3 announcement. Okay, does anybody know the real question about One Punch Man season 3 is what studio is making it? Because One Punch Man season 1 was amazing. It was lightning in a bottle. All the right people wanted to be involved. And then One Punch Man season 2 is like, I don't want to say cheap because that's unkind to the studio doing it, but it was much more of a let's make this more cost effectively by not animating any of the good stuff. Noi, Doro Hedoro. One sec. Okay, now, don't get me wrong. I like this. I like this a lot. This isn't it. This isn't what I'm thinking of. I'm just going to go into images just to make sure there's not like a variant fan art that I saw or something. Do you know what? I never watched Dorohedoro. I know it was on Netflix, but I think it was mostly 3D rigged. And I don't mind 3D for any part of animation, except for the general... And I don't even mind it for fight scenes. But in a very general sense, when two anime characters are talking or doing stuff, I don't want to see a 3D rigged model. I don't like it. No, but I will keep that tab open. Damn. Mappa is doing season 3. Ooh, very good. Falin, Chimera, Dragon, Bird, Bustwife. Okay, we might move over to some Falin in a bit. We'll see how we go. I don't want to look, I don't want the entire top half to be hair. I don't want to over-busy it. I want a lot of it to be hair. But I think if the boobs point to the left, maybe the hair should go there as well. Because we've already got the wing off here. It just might be a bit more effective if it fills up just this part of the canvas. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. I kept rescaling everything because you guys told me she's like 15 foot tall. Oh, sorry, I'm not even in chat now. I'm just enjoying those images. Tapioca, how is your week going so far, dude? Gone. I agree completely. What do you think about the 3D version of Berserk? Yeah, Rinston, I watched a few episodes. I couldn't stand it. The actual TV series that they did, there was one scene. The problem is it's during an arc in the story, which is fascinating. But I found it almost unwatchable. There's a bit where characters are talking and the camera is just... It's like they were doing it because they could, with no idea about storyboarding. The camera basically spirals around the characters. They keep zooming in and zooming out and going all over the place. And it was like, oh, it's a visual train wreck. I just so this is another thing. I still haven't watched the new Trigun anime, newish, and I do want to watch it because it looks well designed. But those 3D rig characters, man. One of the worst examples is when they made Batman in Japan, and they made it a completely 3D rigged anime thing. And at a very similar time, there was a fan-made Chinese kung fu version of Batman as these YouTube videos, which were done in 2D. And so this YouTube fan project, it was 2 minutes long, is better than the entire film because all the ideas are so fluid and they move so gorgeously any way you want it to be this kinetic martial arts thing. And then you go and watch this massively produced Batman 3D thing, and they're all rigged in 3D, so they're all just so rigid. And then you have to start animating them at like less frames per second so that it looks more janky, because if you kept the frames up, it would look too smooth because it's a 3D rig that's not doing anything. And it was so undynamic. It was like watching your granddad try to do an action movie. Does anybody, what was that? The Irishman. Did anybody watch The Irishman? The is it Martin Scorsese film? And they've got like all the classic actors like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and stuff, and they visually de-aged them, but they're still old men walking around on set, so they're de-aged, but they're still walking all stiff and tight like your granddad. There's a bit where Robert De Niro like throws something into a river, and instead of just chucking it, he gives it like the old man toss, where you have something at waist height and you throw it by like putting your hips into it, and he just goes that's what watching Batman in Japan felt like to me. I didn't watch all of it again. I found it unwatchable garbage. Much love to anybody who works in 3D or makes 3D animated stuff. I'm not shitting on anyone for who's making creative stuff. This is just my preference visually when it comes to decoding information in anime. I don't like it at all. But, you know, nobody wants to make a bad product. If you're making stuff, it's cool. That Berserk 3D series was horrible. Man, and like, they made a 3-part OVA that had lots of 3D rigging in all of the big battle scenes, but it still got calmed down for all of the, like, for want of a better word, the first unit direction. If all the second unit direction basically means action scenes, all of the first stuff was like still really nice, and it got like, it was a bit janky in the first OVA, but it got much better in the other two, all the way up towards the Advent. And what are you gonna do? She's 37'8", I believe you. That's funny because there's an anime airing currently. It's all 3D, but the conversation animation is actually good. Girls Band Cry. See, by the way, I'm happy to be wrong on this and find stuff that I like. I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to complain about stuff. I want to talk about how awesome anime is. Girls Band Cry animated series. Let's have a look. Are we in between tracks, or is that White Bat audio still? One sec. It's getting a bit quiet in here. Can you hear that? Okay, White Bat Volume 4. girls band cry. I can't help but wonder where the line is between produced anime shows and VTuber rigged models. It would not surprise me if they started using live 2D stuff for a lot of animated things, because you get all the hard work of a gorgeous physical design that stays on screen for a long time. And you can use it for a lot of flat shot and conversational rigs. It's not fully dynamic and multi-purpose. It would not surprise me if that got really, really blurred soon. Live 2D rigging, a live 2D character must be, and having an actor gesticulate wildly. After you do the initial setup, that's got to be production cost way more effective than 3D rigging. I vote for the Fallen Chimera. No, I'm thinking about the Chimera as well. Oh, don't worry. I'm thinking about it. Now, because I've tucked in, I think that's part of why we're still a bit 50-50. So let's just duplicate again. I'm just gonna throw these hips all up a little bit instead. I don't know. We'll come back and feel it out. Anyway, so loads of red hair. And so, like, I want the hair growing out, but, like, also a little bit of that scarlet rot sort of blooming. This is why I was looking at loads of pictures of clickers from The Last of Us. Do you know something? Is anybody as old as me? In my day, Alien and Predator were two separate films, and the Alien did not make any clicking noises, but Predator made clicking noises in the jungle. And by the time we got to Alien Covenant, the alien's doing all the clicking. They switched over. Now the alien clicks. Hashtag not my clicks. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that I want to come back in with these lighter tones on top, because these are all like growths and stuff. Like, I don't know how much decay and rot genuinely plays a part in her design, other than she looks like she's like really, she's gone hard leprosy, but can I kind of like decay through the helmet? Would that work? Doesn't have to be perfectly within the law. I've already given her one working eye so that she can look down at us, so I know I'm already taking liberties. I'm already going Lib Dem. Would people not know Alien Predator aren't two different franchises? Gagan, that's too real. In an old office job, I had to explain to a lovely young gay gentleman that before Alien vs Predator, there was a film called Aliens, and there was a separate film called Predator. And he's like, ah. And I felt so old. And in return, he told me something interesting that I didn't know. It was like a cultural exchange program. I didn't want to know this, by the way. He told me that gay people say they're on their period, which is to mean, which is when they've got the squirts and they're not ready for sex. And I was like, hey, we've both learned something today. Never talk to me again. There were times I loved my office job. Not for grandkids. Hey Hannah, how you doing, dude? I'm on my period. Got it. Good to know. Good knowledge. Thank you. Turns out I'm often on my period. I just never knew. I never knew the words. Cool fact, Mikey was in a Predator movie. Not the one you think. How dare you? How dare you? It was like a Christmas special. They called it the one they couldn't catch. To catch a Predator Christmas special, they tried to catch Santa Claus and inadvertently prove that Santa exists and it somehow saves Christmas. He's getting away! Oh, oh, oh! Like, it's not even, like, creepy. It ends up being, like, a really, really wholesome episode. Stop eating spicy food and your body will not have its own menstrual... Yeah, that's basically it. Well, there's only a couple places that deliver where I live. I'm in a village. And one of them's Domino's and one of them's an Indian. So, that's not my fault. That's just nature. I'm being a bit blasé with how many slots there are in the grill of her helmet right now. This is mostly, I mean, it's just a rough sketch, so everything's a placeholder for an actual idea, but Like, I want her face to be like rotting up like fungus. But like in this area, you never really see it more than it's suggested by the outline. I don't want to make it like horror grim, but I do want it to be implied grim. And if you watch YouTube videos about swords, sometimes you watch Skull Grim. And it's fine, we can have all the contrast up in the face anyway, because that's where your eyeline gets all of its attention pulled into. An Elden Ring character, yeah. I'm taking some liberties here. But yeah, it's vaguely Elden Ring. Oh no. Now that I've switched it over, breaking up that silhouette too much actually hurts the construction of the face a bit. Oh no. Yarp, Elden Ring has some DLC coming out. Now's never been a better time to get into the game if you're ever tempted. If you're someone who can tolerate Souls games. If you're not, don't worry about it. It's only one of the greatest games of all time, don't worry about it. See, I'm not even drawing stuff right now. I'm literally just putting very dark values against lighter values to just create more contrast in this key area. This little focal zone. You focaling on my zone? Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Oh my god. Juan Felipe, how you doing, Juan? Hello there. How's life? ¿Qué tal? Hello, Classic Sam. Welcome back in. Beautiful Malenia. Thank you. How's the playthrough going? I haven't actually gone back to it offline. I will probably play it a bit offline because we've explored the game in a unique first time playing it thing together. So there's nothing wrong with me maybe like either leveling up or just grabbing a few random stones and stuff offline, but I haven't actually done it yet because I don't have any time. So we're going to go back to it tonight. We'll be playing Elden Ring a bit later. And so far, so good. But I'm hedging my bet still because I always enjoy a FromSoft game in the beginning. The beginning of a FromSoft game is some of the best. The first 10 hours are usually my favorite before I actually get bogged down. So we'll see how we go later. But overall, we are avoiding glintstone magic. I'm not trying to be a glintstone swordsman anymore. I was a glintstone samurai last time and it nearly ruined my life. She took the kids! Guys, before we go and move over to game, we're not moving over to games yet, by the way. But before we do, can somebody remind me to show you this TikTok channel where this guy keeps crying? It's it's weirdly it's really bad and it's super melodramatic. But this dude is basically like a one-trick pony, and his one trick is crying into the camera, and it's it's like really good. Is it the British guy who screams and cries? Yeah, go on. And all of his TikToks are titled something like "Firefighter finds out that his wife and children died in a bomb explosion," and it's always just him really close to the camera and just going, "Oh, my kids!" And then you'll scroll and the next TikTok video will be like, policeman finds out his wife has run away with the children whilst he's still on duty. And it's just the exact same thing. He's just there with the camera really close crying, just going, "She's gone!" It's so good. And the thing is like, I get it. When it comes to like brain rot content, thank you, Ayatollah. When it comes to brain rot content that a child might scroll through, if you're like a kid scrolling through TikTok, that might actually seem like high quality melodrama. It's like the next phase or evolution of pregnant Elsa Spider-Man videos. Come to Ohio with me. Oh, I don't know that one. Riddler 71695. I'm starting digital art. Awesome. But I'm having a problem connecting lines in line art. Like, when I'm drawing a face, I can't connect the left side line with the right side line. Can you give me any tips? Riddler, I'm not 100% sure if I understand your problem. But it sounds like what you're experiencing is one of the most normal things that everyone, to some degree, when they do digital art, goes through in the beginning. Even if you're used to working in your sketchbook, all of those skills don't immediately move over to your tablet. So, like, if you're sitting here trying to draw face shapes, what I tend to do, especially when I'm sketching, is I get really sketchy. I just do lots of line strokes to bring myself around to a face or a rough shape. And what I also do is I flip my canvas a lot, to, especially if I'm doing like a front-on character, to try to get it as even as possible. Because like many people, I have a one-sided bias in design and work. So I often get my lines brushed together, and then you can come in and you can kind of like use a very small eraser tool to neaten them up if you want to. Depends what your style is, depends what you're going for. If you're kind of like line arting on top of that layer with some fine lines, I still wouldn't be scared to draw more than one. You just want to be very selective with it. This is a very wonky thing, so bear with. So depending on what I'm trying to do, I tend to stroke things in and then tidy up with the eraser tool and stuff. However, there are a number of exercises you can do that you can Google. But honestly, the more you use the tablet, the more your hand-eye coordination is going to totally sink in to the tech that you're using. And it's not that you notice that you get better, it's that you simply stop noticing that it was bad, if that makes sense. So you don't get any feeling of accomplishment. Oh, hey, my line art's improved. You just simply find something else to moan about because the line art's no longer a big problem. I may not have described any of that very well. Hello there. She's got that skincare advert pose. Absolutely. This little arm is way too stumpy and stuff. Again, we're just putting down the idea right now, so don't hate me, but like, it's borderline unusable. How many ribs do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then some floaties. Toasterized, yeah. Nice to see you, dudes. Pixel. Wait, Pixel Bad. We're drawing. Sorry. My body wants some dinner. But yeah, we're just in here sorting out our
Hello there.
rib cage situation. Also, hello there. Thank you for the follow. Hello. Yarp, you're going old school. That was one of the first songs I learned to play on a guitar. I had a really old guitar book. Mushrooms, mushrooms all around. Put them up from the ground. Put them down, back again. Do your work and tell your friends. I've seen a lot of artwork where there's flowers coming out of rib cages. It's not quite what I'm going for, but I might take a little bit from that. I was Rolling Stones. It's been ages since I've been here. Social media feels like work sometimes. Oh yeah. There's a new one now, Cara app, which I think artists are using for their portfolios. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm ever going to actually. So I try to post onto these other sites, but I never hang out there. I never talk about stuff or engage in comments. I still only do that on Twitter. All these other sites are like, I post on there, and if somebody's on there and they follow me, thank you very much. But I don't use them, man. Blue Sky, Cara, Threads. I'm just like, twitter.com/Mikey Mega Mega. There's a new one every month. And I mean, like, I'm not surprised, because we all complain about the state of all the other social medias, and everybody's artists in general have been wanting an art platform that's specifically not AI. So I wish Cara all the best. I'm not going to naysay any more than I have to. But I have to use my... I've gotten all my links. Does it work? Can someone do exclamation mark links? I don't know if that's... Does anybody... Is it exclamation mark socials? I have one of those all my links things. Which, you know, all my links Mikey Mega Mega or something. Yeah, okay, it's not that one then, my bad. But I have to use that. I have to use my own links website to tell me which apps I'm supposed to be uploading my artwork to. Otherwise, I can't keep track. It's political correctness gone mad, that is. Except through apps. There it is. Thank you, Idol. Where's, so Malenia, is Malenia at the bottom of the great tree? Or is this the Halig tree? You know, while we're here talking about her. I saw comments on your stream tweet earlier. Had to click show. Bam, tits, what a time. Oh hey, can someone do me a favour? Can someone go into the art category and then look at my stream and tell me if my stream has been blurred out for 18 plus age restriction? If you're on Twitch. Because they introduced this, which is cool, but I have no idea what governs it. You're good. It's not. Cheers, Yasune. Cheers. I'll try Cara, but only because of Instagram. So what's happened? Is it because Meta is training everything on their AI now? Is that what's going on? Didn't Wizards of the Coast finally stop saying that they were sticking with human artists? They've started opening job positions for AI narrative applicants and stuff like that. Start getting really vague down the bottom half. That's my bedroom technique in a nutshell. The lower I go, the vaguer I get. Excellent. And I'm gonna squeeze this and pinch that, yeah? Rub this a bit. Am I supposed to be licking? And other important questions. Have I mentioned that I'm hungry? Food soon. Metaforced it a few days ago. So that was the mass exodus. Although if you look at it, they're already doing it in February. Yeah, so this is the classic thing, right? Back when AI technology was like a fun idea back in the early 2000s and late 90s, we all thought that AI would take over labor-intensive work somehow, so that we could spend our time drawing. But instead, AI now does the drawing so that we can all work in Amazon warehouses. Hashtag RM14 and this is deep. But we put ourselves onto the digital space. And now it's just like, damn, get me back to analog. AI can't get me in analog, but they can get me in digital. So this is too much of an uneven mess, but there is an idea in here-ish. But although I've tried to make it so that we're leaning back, I have inevitably slipped into upright again. It's just a bit of a bad habit. So, even though I don't want to, let's get a tiny bit more construction-y. And we'll try to do a little three-pointer, you know? Batty Video got to play the DLC! Oh heck! I wonder if Ms. Mika got early access. Actually, I'm just going to save a flat copy from earlier, just in case there's anything I actually do like here. So let me just undo all of these layers and then turn back on some of these early functions. Right, maybe that's too early. We need to start a Butlerian jihad on the air stuff. No, we just gotta keep sitting in the boat and waiting it out. This is less about structure right here, more about just tracing what I like. I need to lift this chin up and come underneath it more. Maybe that I could go further up. I don't know why they want to use AI for drawing things. Like, it's because they don't want to pay people. I never understood the concept. Oh, dude, it's just way more efficient. So the thing is like, even if it looks like garbage now, it's always going to get better, theoretically, right? So why pay an artist? Why find an artist who does a style? Why spend your time? Imagine it's like, you know, you're just like, you're a marketing person. You're not like an art fan. You just need some art for your product. Even if your product's like an art book. Why spend your time trying to find an artist whose style you like, then trying to find an artist whose style you like, who's available for commissions anytime soon, who also happens to have a good reputation in the industry for getting the work done on time, and then wait for them to do your artwork and do your commissions whilst you pay them money? As like as someone with absolutely no interest in artwork, who's just coming in from the outside, why would you do that when you can get 50 times the amount of artwork produced in a shorter amount of time for free? Or at least for paying one AI art prompter to try to put your work together for you. In terms of businesses, removing people saves money at every step of the process in the long term. And now it's a case of, hey, we can start removing the writers, we can start removing the creatives, we can start removing the artists, and get our product made faster and cheaper than ever before. And the people who make those kinds of decisions are exactly the kind of people who can't tell the difference between, I can't tell the difference anyway, it's that good. It's not that good, and you can tell the difference if you're somebody who happens to be into art. So people who draw for a living can always tell the difference so far, but that window's getting smaller and smaller. And the people who can't tell the difference at the moment have like no eye for it. But as it gets better, the amount of people who can't tell the difference is eventually going to get larger, and eventually I won't be able to tell the difference. And so now, like this is my habit anyway, but now people have to record their artwork and screen record their steps in case they get challenged for being AI. But eventually AI is going to be able to make process videos that will convince anyone. And then you're at a point that, okay, it's accessible to everyone, and it can be produced really quickly, And it's like inflation. It floods the market and devalues it. So you're going to get plenty of people who want artistic stuff for artistic merit of a human touch. But the kind of people who are like in a very, and I'm talking very, very broadly, but the kind of people who are sitting there fapping to big busty hentai models, they don't care where it comes from. They've got no reason to. So, yeah, just watch this space. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to move over to Elden Ring soon. It's getting a bit late. Traditional artists return! In a safe, secluded space somewhere, there will be traditional artists. We'll be on an island somewhere. We'll be legacy. We'll be in a zoo. We'll be legacy artists. Because in the future, obviously, because now that we care and we're woke, nobody likes zoos anymore because it's cruel to animals. So they'll make human zoos for human artists. Wow, look at how they used to do things. Mammy, I thought it's cruel to put a human artist in the zoo. No, they like it, darling. They're safe here. Out in the wild, they'd be eaten by AI. But over here, look, they get fed every day. Some people say that humans in zoos have a shorter lifespan. Doesn't matter. They can't last in the wild. It's a sanctuary. Human art sanctuary. Let's go. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. You're so underrated. It makes me so mad. Oh, Rachel, that's very kind of you. Oh, no worries. I'm just plodding along, Rachel. We're all just doing our thing. The irony. Planet of the Artists. Will you be streaming Erdtree DLC on launch on Friday? I don't know. It really depends on how much I do or don't like my current Elden Ring playthrough. Which I'll be playing in about 30 minutes. I'll go and eat my dinner. And then I'll move over to Elden Ring. I don't have enough reference pictures of ladies lying back. I need to add them into my little reference sheet that I've made here. It's probably going to be a bit of a game changer. So in terms of the concept, maybe. Maybe is all I can offer. Maybe it will help if I make the boobs a little bit bigger, but then let them rest outwards. We'll see. Would there be human artists targeting poachers? I have no idea. I'm gonna go now. Bye, Rachel. Have a lovely day. Look after yourself. Get some mold on that dinner for the immersion. What are you guys talking about? Have you guys seen this video on Twitter? And it's a lady at Disneyland talking about how people always look at her and make fun of her. And she's like, this is the body that God gave me. And the lady in question is really is, it's very oddly scaled. She's not thick on top, not even like big arms or anything. And then from the waist down, she is the thickest bowl of oatmeal. There's like barely a drop of milk in it you've ever seen in your life. In obviously wearing grey yoga pants going around Disneyland. Mikey, God of Rot! You got the M! Yeah, let's go. I could be a George R.R. Martin character. My name begins with M. Megania, Lord of Rot. Have you seen that video? Like, and I'm actually like, I'm not saying she's like, and by the way, all bodies are beautiful. I'm not saying she's like Instagram thick. She is Disney Pixar thick. It's like, it's quite the lovely sight. What dinner do you have in mind? Oh, I've already cooked some sausages. I was going to stick them in a quick sandwich. Thanks, Rosky. Leftover stew. Oh. I've just cleaned the cooker recently. Next up, I'm cleaning my stew pots. And then we'll get back to the stews. I never do stews in winter when it's a good idea. I always keep doing them in summer when it's already boiling hot. But they're so good. What if I bring some of the hair down? I need to, do you know, I better go on a new layer. I need to create the idea that the hair is... But she flat, yo. This hair's not like getting sucked up in a storm. It's supposed to be... laying. I know I'm just making a big mess of tangle of lines right now, but in my head it's vaguely an idea. I'm going to make all these curves less upright and more horizontal. Shallow them out, maybe? Oh, did you find the video? Oh, is it on Instagram? Is that her name, Ayatollah? Gracie Born Love. I'll have to give her a follow. Ayatollah always knows the links. That is a bright loading screen. Oh, good lord! Yeah, that's the one. I'm that girl. A Panamanian. Where's Panama again? following for art research reasons. Yeah, you've seen this guy with brown hair and blue eyes, and yeah, I got you instantly. Guys, have you seen that video? Yeah, here it is. I haven't even finished. Yeah, this is the one though. Yeah, that is the one. Thanks. What is it I'm exactly planning to do with this line out there? I'm not sure. But I guess as a quick guide. Move this eye. Let's just clear all of this. For a moment. Don't worry if this looks super janky. Can you see the painting hung up in Ofnir's office for research? It's law he keeps it. Wait, who? Wait, what's that? It's like the flower vases I used to make in middle school. Wide, generous. She's very generous lady. Lots of generosity going on about that person. That guy's a Malenia simp. A shaded castle. I need to keep reminding you of what you said of my sentences to make sense. Yeah, you said dexterity, then strength, then vitality, then arcane. Or health, and then arcane. Bro, not that. Oh, what are you yapping? Wait, I thought that's what you said. Well, that's what you said. Anyway, how's work today, Artola? How you doing? How's life at your end, man? How's fam? How's Nell, by the way? I know it's been a while now, but since, you know, hard times. How's she getting on today? I'll type it all out and it won't be read. Okay. The piece you're doing for Malenia, you said you wanted to do it painting style. Like the paintings in Elden Ring. Well, that was a bit more for Ranni than this one, but not a million miles off. But this one's a bit more about just seeing if the idea can work, and then I'll worry exactly about how to settle it. However, the Ranni one I definitely wanted to do with more dark, for sure. All I'm really doing now is a lot of messy scribbles. And it's that balance, because we're going from like a gunky mess in and out back to hair again. Let's go on a layer above those lines that I put down. I'll clear those out of the way as well. And then we can see what there is to see. I thought that like doing that would make them feel a bit more laid downy. All I've done is create a soupy mess. So let's where's that nice letter that I liked earlier? This wasn't much better, to be fair. Can I just squeeze that down? With her hair in red, it's going to be quite a dark value. So do I want roots that are going to be like really light instead? Or just really high contrast? Do I want to make that helmet lower? Okay, it was getting a bit visually confusing. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, man? I'm just playing around with an idea. It's now turned into a big swampy mess. There was an idea in here. So I'm going to come back to this another time. We're going to move over to some actual Elden Ringing. I was typing, I could see this. Always fun having pets. I could see this as a tattoo. Looks real good. I'm good. Claire's good. My German Shepherd is having some bad allergy problems amongst other health issues. Isn't looking great. As in euthanasia if no improvement. Oh, I told her, fingers crossed. For allergies. Oh, and health stuff. It's been a blast listening today and watching you draw, but I've got to run off and do some focus work. Zabanat, have a good day, dude. Look after yourself, bro. How could you make one of the most repulsive bosses in ER so majestic? Steel traditional, thank you very much for saying. It's mostly just an idea. Mostly. He mostly draws ideas, mostly. I want her, like, even though I know she's blind, and I know that the helmet's supposed to be low, I want like an eye peeking out from under the helmet, and I want her laying back, but also, like, I want us to see some ribs, and for some of the scarlet rot to be growing out of ribs, but I don't know, there's a lot of big ideas in the room right now, and there's not much space in this Photoshop page. But thank you for the lovely comment. So we shall have to see what there is to see. I also died on... Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to talk about my playthrough and this character. Let's keep the energy good. I was about to start describing my old experiences. But we're all about that new game now in Elden Ring. We're all about that new adventure, so... let's not worry about my struggles. Okay, but you guys do have to tell me where to go, though. I'm in Rare Lucaria, and I remember getting a bit turned around. And we need to kind of, like, speed through there. Ideally, I want to kill... Is Renalia? Tonight. Not kill, defeat. But I remember there's like a boss that's like a glintstone wolf. And then there's like a water wheel where you go down and up. And a graveyard full of zombies. Not to mention all the Burger King dickheads. Is that in Raya Lucaria? Isn't there another area? You better make this more than just an idea. It's one of your best pieces, Ima. There's no hope for me. I'm here if you need it, mate. Thank you. Thank you, man. Aww. Swampy mess fits her exactly. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. It's one of those ones where my thinking was tree roots, right? But, you know, this is one of those things where I think empty areas on a canvas would serve it better. So now I'm just like a few random tree roots. Yo, Toby, I'm so excited to see you. I'm going to leave. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to call it there for the drawing right now. I'm going to come back to this tomorrow morning and also just move things around and play with it and see if I like where it's going or not. I initially wanted this to maybe work as like a double piece. Here's another work in progress that hasn't gone anywhere with the Ranni one. So there'd be like a nice tall, very dark Ranni and her little bonsai Erd tree. And then like this also very dark, like all of this negative space. Imagine that's black, where she's kind of like coming up out of the darkness, and only really we're lit around the top area, and all the rest is hair and fungi kind of growing out. But I'm not sure what the best way to render this is, even if I do pursue it as an idea. So we've had a little play today. I appreciate your company. We've had a little jazzle and tickle with what we might be doing with the illustration. So I will have a play of this tomorrow. I am still aware, but I ideally should just very quickly draw like some stand-up busty fan art real quick, just to make sure Patreon's all sorted. And then I can kind of take my time a bit more over this over the next week, but we'll see how we go. So what I'm going to do, to pass the graveyard, ride the water wheel, pass the army of wizards, enter the red wolf fight, run out of room towards the giant staircase, ball of death. Ball of death, I forgot about that. Straight ahead to the elevator to the queen. Steel, thank you so much. You make it sound so easy. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I do my live streams on YouTube as well, and all the other platforms, but I'm going to just split it up. So Twitch, obviously, we're not going to stop streaming, but I'm going to cut the stream to YouTube and do a fresh live stream in 5 minutes, so that I can basically take those two different streams and put them in two different YouTube playlists. So everyone who's here with me on twitch.tv/MikeyMegaMega, we're just going to do a BRB. Thank you so much for hanging out. We're going to move over to Elden Ring. If you're on all the other platforms, it's going to go dead for 5 minutes and then come back, because I just need to retype all the new stream titles and all the bits. Thank you very much for hanging out with me while we just tried to start to coalesce an idea. And I do like doing this stuff. And it's going to sound, I don't want to sound moody. It's rare that I enjoy it this much, because I love the coalescing idea stuff when I'm alone and I'm focused and I may be listening to something on YouTube, but like I don't feel like I also have to keep up with chat. So to actually sit down and just try to have a little play with an idea whilst I'm streaming, because you'll notice I keep a lot of my initial rough stuff offline now. And then I tend to stream some art halfway through when I'm rendering, and I don't really need to think about it. So coming back to the beginning stage isn't something I've done on a live stream for quite a while, but I actually quite enjoyed it. So I don't know what the difference was, but you guys basically made it enjoyable. So thank you very much for hanging out. So again, on Twitch, we'll just do a BRB. On all the other platforms, I'm going to break and come back for a later stream. And by later, I mean 5 minutes. My food is already cooked. I will see you shortly. Okay, guys, take care. Much love. Bye.